Kishane Thompson, Oblique Seville, and Ackeem Blake all made it through safely to the semi-finals of the men's 100 meters. Kishane looked cool in his Olympic debut. Oblique Seville was very impressive. Ackeem Blake did the necessary. This was more chess than checkers. Let's talk. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to go. You do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. You drop a video at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yeah. Good to go. Well, first up, let me just say this clearly. This is the Olympic Games. It's not World Championships or anything else. I cannot show you even a single clip on YouTube underlined of the Olympic happenings, because if I do that, I'm going to get a strike. If I get 3 strikes, that's it. I no longer have a channel. So so you have to understand, okay? But we're going to go through the process. We're going to walk you through this. This was a very, very, very interesting men's 100-meter heat, round 1. It was much more chess than checkers. Not as impressive as the women's 100 meters round 1. There was no crazy fast times, but this was very tactical. Very, very, very tactical. But first up, the Jamaican men made it through safely, and all 3 I thought were impressive in their run. Kishane Thompson, of course, was super cool. Something very odd happened with the whole Kishane Thompson situation, but we'll talk about it in a little bit. Oblique Seville looked really, really solid. And Ackeem Blake did what he needed to do. But there were other happenings regarding Noah Lyles and others that we will talk about. Let's go. Heat 1 of the men's 100 meters saw the debut of the highly anticipated male sprinter, the #1 fastest man in the world thus far for the 2024 season, Jamaica's very own Kishane Thompson. And I'm telling you, everyone was just waiting to see what this young man would have done in his first sprint at the Olympic Games, and he was impressive. Now, there was some drama. Unfortunately, the British athlete was expelled from the event because he false started. So there was a delay, of course. The young man was trying to argue his point. Kishane Thompson seemed to have been engaging with the audience. They seemed to have enjoyed him a lot. He was talking to them and he was doing this roaring thing. I guess that's now his new signature thing. It was kind of cool. He looked really, really comfortable, people. All those people were talking about him being stressed. I kept telling you, I don't know why the heck this man would be stressed. The man is the fastest man in the world, people. So I don't know when I worry about. But he was definitely not stressed, not even a little bit. However, after the whole debacle with the young man from Great Britain, the official walked over specifically to Kishane and spoke to him about his behavior. And I found this hypocritical. Because when you see, when the young man in him, Noah Lyles, and long out him tongue and a scream and I do everything, nobody not gonna talk to him. So why them go talk to Kishane? Why would they have done that? I did not understand that at all. But may I tell you, people, anyway, made no difference. Kishane Thompson cruised to a 10-second flat to win Heat 1 to officially qualify into the semi-finals. How he ran was extremely impressive. As I stated, he just did what he needed to do. Got out, had a solid enough start. As you can see right here, he was ahead of everyone. He shut down, I think, maybe 40 meters in and just allowed his momentum to take him through. It was a very measured, very, very controlled race. He looks like someone who's been running for 10 years. I mean, he was so in control. Wow, wow, wow. Can't wait to see. However, what he did is he set the pace, because just running 10 seconds, of course, he could have run much faster. The head games, because let me tell you something, people, I keep telling you, sprint maybe 10 seconds for the men, but it is a lot of chess. There's a lot of head games. There's a lot of psychology happening. Okay, so let's skip over to Oblique Seville, who I thought of the 3 Jamaicans ran the most impressive on the heats. Kishane was very impressive, but I thought Oblique Seville was even more impressive. Seville, of course, ran in heat number 4 in round 1, won in a time of 9.99 seconds. He was the first athlete to run a sub 10 for the entire round 1 of the men's 100 meters, and he was in complete control of that event. I mean, he just looked calm. You can see the experience. This is Seville's second Olympic Games. And as you can see here, he got a solid enough start. Just did enough to catch up to Sonny Brown. Then overtook him in the last 20 and just cruised through to that 9.99. The stills should show you what I'm talking about. You can see the experience of Oblique Seville. Oblique Seville looked really impressive to me here, and it's another reason why I keep telling you that I think Seville, and I really do think that Jamaica can walk away with 1-2 here. I honestly believe this. Now let's talk about Ackeem Blake. Ackeem Blake run a solid race. He had, of course, Akana Simbine of South Africa in that race. He came second in 10.06 behind Akana Simbine, who ran 10.03 to win that heat. That heat was heat number 6. Ackeem Blake also looked pretty controlled, pretty calm. Got a solid start, a quick start. You know, he's very, very good over the 60 meters. He led for the first, I'd say, 70 meters, and then Akana Simbine caught him and passed him on the line. But I believe at this point, Ackeem Blake himself was shutting down. He did look, I think, impressive. He did just enough to make it through to the semifinals. Now, the fastest times going into the semifinals are these persons. Kenneth Benerick, who we'll talk about. I've been telling you all that, to me, of all the Americans, I'm more worried about him and Fred Curley than I am about Noah Lyles. Kenneth Benerick and Fred Curley both ran 9.97, fastest qualifiers. Then there's 9.98. The Oblique Seville ran it at 9.99. That made him the 5th fastest qualifier, and Kishane Thompson's 10 flat made him the 6th fastest qualifier. Tibogo 7th fastest with 10.01. Now Ackeem Blake's time of 10.06 makes him the 15th fastest qualifier. So let's talk about the race in general. Like I said, the heat of the men's was almost the antithesis of the women's 100 meter round 1. The women's 100 meter was explosive. We had that 10.876 from Thru, that 10.92 from Shelley and Fraser Price, from Daryl Nita. It was explosive. We had some solid times. I believe 11 of those women ran sub 11, which is a really impressive look for the women in the 100 meters round 1. However, the men were the complete opposite. The men were playing chess. Everybody was, messing with everyone else's heads. And I think that's what almost cost this young man qualification into the semifinals, which is the current world champion, Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles, I think he underestimated the people around him. And, he does have the best start, and he had to run his off to make it through to the semifinals. He had to really run hard in that last 30 meters. For 70 meters in, he was in 3rd spot. In fact, I think he was in 4th, but he has great top end speed, so he had to really run hard. I think after seeing what Kishane Thompson did, he was also trying to be conservative, because he likes to make a statement. But what happened is, I think Kishane's 10 flat and the way Kishane ran that 10 flat sort of set the pace. So Noah Lyles almost didn't make it, but people don't get it wrong, all right? Noah Lyles is good. I'm pretty sure about that one there. But like I said, I think he just underestimated the competition. Now, Kenny Benerick. Benerick had the fastest qualifying time that he tied, of course, with the fellow American Fred Curley. That time is 9.97. Noah Lyles had ran 10.04, if my memory serves me correctly. I've been saying to you from day one that I am more concerned about him because he seems to be peaking at the right time. And that's really more important than anything else. At this level, what separates these athletes is just millionths of seconds, hundredths of seconds, apologies. So I am more concerned about Benerick, and I thought Benerick looked really, really controlled. Really in control. He ran a solid race. He looked good, and there's clearly a whole lot more in his legs. So I really think he's a problem, honestly. Now, Ferdinand Omanyala. Ferdinand Omanyala won his heat in 10.08. He looked okay. Like I said, I am a fan of Omanyala. My problem with Omanyala, of course, is that he just doesn't deliver those crazy fast times unless he's at high altitude. So I'm not sure. Let's see again. He could just be playing possum like everyone else. Tebogo, I think he's holding back. Tebogo did not win his heat, but there's something about how he's running. I don't think he's flat out. I think he's playing mind games like everyone else. Fred Curley, I thought looked good. Remember, his personal best is 9.76, and he looks to me like he's sort of rounding back into form, so I think he could be a problem. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. Ackeem Blake looked okay. He looked solid. I think he should be able to make it through to the finals. I think he's, like he's playing possum like almost everybody else was playing possum today. This is going to be a very, very competitive, because looking at round 1 and the fact that everybody's sort of holding their cards, everybody's playing poker or chess, nobody's playing Ludi or Strip Me. I remember a game named Strip Me. Anyway, Ackeem Blake is going to have to do a little work, but I think he should be able to make it through the finals. I don't know what he has in his legs. It looks to me as if he has like a lot more, but this is going to be a very competitive 100 meters based on what I saw. I think, as I said, I think Fred Curley, I think Benerick, yes, Noah Lyles, Simbini, Tebogo, I don't know, I just have this feeling about Tebogo, people. I think something is happening there, but Ackeem Blake looked solid. I was most impressed with Seville. Seville, you could see the experience. Remember, this is his 2nd Olympic Games. He is running at least 2 World Championships. He has the experience. He knows what he's doing. The mistakes that he made last year and the year before, that will not happen. He is going to be on that podium. Based on what I'm seeing, I still think Jamaica can walk away with and will walk away with 1-2, based on what I'm seeing. But this is not going to be a walk in the park, because Curly looks like he's rounding into form, people. Benedict looks like he's rounding into form. Can't tell what's happening with Noah Lyles, but I believe that I personally believe that Noah Lyles was showing off, to be very frank, and it almost cost him. He underestimated the field, and it almost cost him. So I don't think he was napping. I just think he was like, oh, these people are not relevant, and they turned out to be pretty relevant. But Seville, I thought, was in complete control, absolutely control, shut down maybe 40 meters in. He just looked really, really, really impressive. And to me, of everybody that I saw this morning, Seville, to me, was the most impressive athlete. To me, then I would say Kenny Benerick, then I would say the young man that I'm going to speak about after. So Seville just looked in command, really, and he at the maturity, it's made a huge difference, and he looks healthy, and that's the most important thing to me. Him look healthy. He clearly has a whole lot more in his legs, and I'm pretty certain that before the end of this 100-meter series, this young man will be running something close to a 9. He's going to lower his PB to a sub 9.80. Now, Kishane Thompson. Kishane Thompson looked in supreme control. I've been saying it to all of you. All you people are talking about, worried about his psychology and stress. I don't know what kind of stress could this man be on, and he's the fastest man in the world. In 2024, what kind of stress? Why would he be on any kind of stress? What I saw this morning was controlled, was an athlete in full command, who was enjoying the moment, enjoying the experience, enjoying the celebrity. And obviously the audience was engaging him. They were talking to him. They were excited to see him. And he looked like a star, and he looked like a man who knows he's going to win a gold medal. He looked that way. He shut down way out. He shut down maybe 50 meters in, and he just cruised into that 10-second flat. It was so obvious. I'm not sure what would have happened had the whole, kerfuffle and stuff had not happened with the disqualification, etc. of the young man from Great Britain. My sorrows to him, because I know that's hard. He works up all year for 10 seconds and then you get disqualified. But anyway, Thompson looks supreme. Like he really, really looks as if he knows he's going to win that gold medal. And remember, I've said to all of you repeatedly, winning is not just about running fast. You have to know you can do this. That's the advantage that Noah Lyles has. What I saw in Noah Lyles' eyes, and I've been seeing since he was beaten by Oblique Seville, is I'm seeing doubt. This is not a question. I'm pretty sure that that's what I'm seeing. And he was a little panicked this morning because he knew he messed up. But Kishane Thompson, the man was just so relaxed. He looked as if he was in a practice session. He looked really dangerous, people. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and the like button. Remember, you are royals, you're kings and queens. Bless up!